Phil, what have St Helens to do to win this match second half that's now underway?
Well, there were very many positive signs from them in the first half, and I'm sure in Millward would congratulate them for that. They do need to tighten up the defence in the middle of the field. It was one of their strong points during the season last year, and that's a focus they must work on in the second half, because Brisbane, as we've seen, love to turn the ball back inside. In terms of attack, well, they ask many questions of the Broncos, but really they've got to take their chances when they get them. Good defence, it's a good start. Always good to kick off, really, because it gives you the chance to get the hits in first.
Indeed so, and that was a hit from Peter Shields. He's in there again. He's got the head bandage on, obviously a cut in the first half. Shields is there, and also the other new boy at Nosey Road, Fairley. It's Berrigan, but they have a penalty. St Helens straying offside at the play of the ball. And Brisbane anxious to get on with him. That's, oh, such a deep, deep kick. It's taken the Broncos to within about 2 metres of the St Helens line.
Sullivan was desperate to try and knock it back in field.
And here they come again, the Broncos, with Sivanasiva. And they are trying here to gain advantage, start of this second half. Prince the dummy half. There's Scott Prince into the arms of Gordon Tallis. He steps on the inside, 3 wait for him. And Tallis is grounded. But Brisbane, ominously, 8 metres away from the St Helens line. And here's Prince again, looks to his right and finds Berrigan. And Berrigan, it's dropped, and Martin hacks the ball forward, and Sullivan's on the chase. Sullivan's after this, Lee gets to it first. Ooh, and Lee nearly makes a meal of it.
Well, they've forced the Broncos back into the half, but I'm not so sure whether Tommy Martin had a chance to dive on possession, get the ball back for his teammates. Straight away you're in trouble when Wendell Saylor's running the ball at you.
Here's Brad Myers. He's had a fairly big impact on this match since he came on. Brad Myers, he's run strongly.
Good defence from David Furley. He's been very impressive for St Helens.
Web kick, great tackle by Peter Shields. Prince at dummy half, quick play the ball from the Broncos. Here comes Philip Lee. Over the 20-metre mark, joint on his back. Also there, young Tim Yonkers. Prince again. Brisbane back where they started. Angled kick. Newlove does well.
Remarkable take from Paul Newlove. Great kick from Darren Lockyer. Stabbed it through. Look at the angle on the kick. 2-3 Broncos players chasing up.
Great defensive work from Newlove. St Helens back in possession then with Sean Hoppy. Hoppy taking them on. And let's now get the half-time news. What was said in the dressing rooms? Here's Bill Arthur again.
Eddie, St Helens coach Ian Millward has picked out this opening phase of the second half as crucial to his side's hopes. He knows the Broncos are going to come at them strong, and they are now that they've got the ball back in their hands after that Saints error.
Yes, it's with Sivanasiva. We'll be back with Bill in a moment. Let's see how this latest attack from the Broncos develops. And there is Myers. Myers! Oh, he's over, is he? He is. He's stretched out. And the try is given. Well, you might have caught a glimpse of Ian Millward when St Helens surrendered possession over on that far side. He bashed the top of the desk with his fist. It was just a mistake he didn't want. And Brisbane Broncos over for the first try. Wayne Bennett's men in the shape of Brad Myers.
When you're watching a game of rugby league, it seems so simple. Shields coughs up possession, simply taking the ball forward. Arrow can't get on it. You can see his frustration. Shortly after, Broncos, beautiful skills there from Gordon Tallis. Almost as quick a pass there as any halfback might offer. Myers hitting the hole. Look at the angle he came back on. Inside Tommy Martin, who never managed to get a hand on him. Crashes over for a killer try.
Yes, just the start that St Helens didn't want, but Brad Myers over for the first 4 points of this second half. Just 12 appearances last year, 6 of them as a substitute. And some of these players that we are seeing here tonight in the jerseys of the Brisbane Broncos will, I'm sure, become household names during the course of the summer as we watch the NRL unfold on Sky Sports again this year. Michael De Vere with this conversion attempt, and he just sweeps it over the top of the crossbar. 18 points to 6, the Brisbane Broncos lead. Just the start to the second half that St Helens did not want.
The high shot clearly shows us here. Tallis, look at the angle there, Myers. He came back towards the post before arcing away from the slide defence. Very simple thing to do, but so effective, creating the try.
Well, I'm sure that wasn't in Ian Millwood's script during the half-time team talk. Let's go back to Bill and see what Wayne Bennett had to say. It's worked out perfectly for him, Bill.
Certainly has, and Wayne Bennett, who was, he doesn't give an awful lot away as it is, and was apparently pretty satisfied with his side's first half performance, knows there's room for improvement, particularly in the error count, too much sloppiness in certain areas from the Broncos, and they're looking to tighten that up in the second half, but they'll be breathing a lot easier after that start, just the start they wanted to the second half, not what Saints wanted. And in the Saints camp, they've got Pete Shields nursing, as you've probably spotted already. He's got a big white headband on now. He closed the first half with a nasty gash on his head. He's got 6 stitches in there. He actually clashed heads with teammate Paul Wellens, who's got a lovely shiner coming up now. And I just wonder if that's going to affect Wellens' vision, because it really is closing an awful lot his eye. And Saints know that they've got a mountain to climb now.
Well, here is Wellens, fed by Sean Hoppy. Good ball, and Wellens doing well. Yes, it's a 12-point gap, and St Helens have got to be within, you would think, 6 to 12 points, Phil, when the hour mark comes, because traditionally, there are the walking wounded for the Saints. Traditionally, in the last 20 minutes, British clubs and British teams do fade against teams from the other side of the world. But look at that from Fairley, and it's on now to Martin. Martin then to Newlow. Newlow's taking them on. Here's Sullivan. Inside it goes to Yonkers. Good defence, but he dumps the ball away to Long. Long's attacking. Flicks the ball back. Wellens is there. He reclaims possession for his team. St Helens trying to fight back and strike back immediately.
Well, if there's any British side that can come from 12 points behind against the Broncos, it's got to be St Helens. They'll throw everything now into attack. Touch judge on the far side. Something going on between De Vere and Shields.
Yes, and Lottie Takiri was involved there as well. 6 stitches underneath that bandage, as Bill says. Oh, there it is, the knee from Takiri.
Should give St Helens 6 more tackles on the Brisbane line.
Wait for his spot.
Will they punch it in and then go back to the short side?
Well, here is Shields, the man who got the penalty. He'll drive it in. Tallis is there, Prince is there. Now then, Cunningham. Good hands! Long gets there! Sean Long! Referee takes a look at the touch judges. No need to, he's passed it on to the video referee. And Long gets the try.
Well, they'd worked so hard for that try. Earlier in the game, I said, they sucked the defence in and then went back to the touchline. Brisbane half in the mind of not knowing which way they would go. A defender stacked on the short side. Beautiful pass there. And this is all about Sean Long hitting the ball at pace. I tell you what, they say he was man of steel. You need a bit of bravery and a bit of steel in your spirit to go through when the knees and the boots are flying like that. And Ian Millward shows his relief. He knows the Saints are back in it.
Very much so, courtesy of Sean Long. And Long, the man now to add the extras he hopes as the rain starts to fall from the sky here in Bolton tonight. This is British winter, and the Brisbane Broncos are welcome to it. It's a hailstorm in Bolton as Long clips the conversion over the top. 18 points to 12. St Helens reply. Man of Steel 2000, over 400 points last year. The Players' Player of the Year in 1999. And Sean Long, a man who made his debut against Cronulla in the 1997 World Club Challenge at Knowsley Road. And we've got a bit of a winter wonderland on show here now as the hail starts to stick on the Reebok surface.
You probably couldn't get a more alien environment for the Brisbane players to play in. They've come from a bit of a heat wave in Australia.
They've been here since Sunday though, acclimatising, getting ready for this. But the Saints, they have the sense of something here. This is Cunningham. Great run. Great run from Cunningham. Myers with a good tackle.
And just listen to the crowd get behind the Saints now.
Long. Newlove has escaped. Saylor. He's got men either side. Joint. Chris Joint. Chris Joint scores. Chris Joint. Fed by Newlove. Hit after the ball had gone. After he scored the try, Joint was hit on the floor. The referee gives the try, but of more concern to St Helens, the injury to their captain, and that's why Ian Millwood's on his feet.
Chris Joint feeling the effects. I tell you what, when he shakes that off, he realised that St Helens are really back in this now. They've come back with a charge. Fantastic attacking play down the left-hand flank. We noticed in the first half that was the region in which it was causing the Broncos trouble. Beautiful step inside from Newlove. His pace and awareness, ball back inside to Joint. One of the best support players in the country. And look at Tallis there now. Frustration creeping in, crashes in far too late. Long out of acting half-back, his pace scooting across the defenders, and then Newlove through the hole. Stuart Kelly can't get with him. Paul sculpted up on the inside as well. But it's going to be trouble. What will the referee, Stuart Cummins, do? He's right on the spot to see Tallis crash in.
Well, Gordon Tallis has gone on report from referee Stuart Cummins, and Sean Long has the opportunity here to put the Super League champions level with the Brisbane Broncos. A horror start, but St Helens have snapped back like true champions, and the scores are level. 18 apiece. Well, he had a wonderful, wonderful season last year, Chris Joint. Then he played in the World Cup for Ireland. Man of the match in the grand final. Was less than fit against Melbourne last year. And he will relish that moment with the try against the Brisbane Broncos.
Well, he played last year with flu and actually left the field at half-time. Walked home from the stadium. He was so disappointed with his own performance and that of his teams. He'll really want to make up for it tonight, and they are so close to doing that.
And if he needed any inspiration for tonight, he will go back to the time when he was 15 and he stood on the terraces at Central Park and he watched Wigan beat Manly in the very first World Club Challenge in the modern era. And that was a night, he says, that had a lasting impression on him. Well, is he going to get even more joy from the Reebok Stadium here tonight? 53 minutes gone, it's level pegging, and the champions of Super League are giving the best team in the world a run for their money. Lockyer, he's going to be trapped in goal. Martin's after him. Terrific chase. Terrific chase from Saints. Look at the spirit from Joint and Martin.
Look at the enthusiasm that those two tries have brought to the St Helens defence. The chase here, 8 players are in the in-goal area now, forcing Darren Lockyer down to the ground, and Tommy Martin encouraging that support to lift and get behind them. The first goal line dropout now. Wonderful time to attack.
First one of the match, as you say. Brisbane trying to get length on it. Good kick. Oh, and Wellens juggles with it, and he will run it back.
Fantastic kick, fully 60 metres. And a pretty enthusiastic Brisbane chase to match.
A real hoof from Darren Lockyer.
Well,
Cunningham.
Here's a test now of the Broncos, and Webke, what a wall of defence he is.
Fairley was the man who felt that. Here now is Long. Now it's with Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe, St Helens are attacking this Brisbane defensive line. The Broncos just rattled a bit at the moment. Good part of the match this for the Saints. Here's Peter Shields. That head guard is stripped from him now. Cunningham. Long. Here they come again. Yonkers. Back to Long. Long will attack them. Long still. But it was a flat run, and it was good defence in the end from Sean Berrigan. Newlove taking them on himself. Newlove just lost his foot at the last moment. It's the turnover.
Well, you know,
Wayne Bennett watching on anxiously.
You'd always back Sean Newlove to have a go at doing that. Such a dangerous and strong player. Referee stopping the clock. Well, whoa, what an atmosphere we've got. I think somebody's going to have to go to the blood bin.
Yeah, I think it's Paul Sculthorpe, isn't it? No, it isn't. It's Peter Shields. That cut has opened up again, but he took the head bandage off, and he's paid the penalty. Sonny Nicol comes on to him. No lack of commitment there. 55 minutes exactly gone. 18 all in the World Club Challenge. St Helens doing the Super League proud.
Wait, no penalties. Don't lie in there.
Prentice gets it away to Tallis on report.
That's a very good run from Gordon Tallis.
Captain's knock. Penalty he gets to.
Great strength there to take 3 St Helens forwards. 5 metres in that collision and win a penalty. Sonny Nicol late in with the knee. Takes a lot of pressure off the Broncos.
It does. Good kick as well from Lockyer. Finds touch about 35 metres away from the St Helens line.
This tends to be when they're at the most dangerous. You think they've got them rattled, but the Broncos have some class in the back line, some strength in the forwards. Myers taking it up. He's been very busy since he came on the field.
He has, and he now is wet key for the Broncos. St Helens will have to defend for all they're worth. Myers, good run. They are running now high on adrenaline, and they now have to defend for their lives. It's with Scott Prince. He is Gordon Tallis. They're 10 metres away. Walker, good ball, but put down by Carlaw. Saints have got it back. Here goes Newlove. Sullivan. Saylor's after him. Saylor misses him. And Carlaw was late on Sullivan. Webke had made the tackle. Carlaw came in really late.
Well,
Wellens.
this is what you see, what you're made of. Doesn't get any harder or hotter than this. Cunningham now spicing it up.
Long. Nicol. Cunningham. Sculthorpe. Good tackling from Brisbane. Myers in there, so too Prittis.
Saints need to control possession and get a good long kick in. Now, can they match the enthusiasm of the last chase?
It's with Lockyer. Here comes the chase. There's a white wall that faces Lockyer, and Joint and Newlove are first there.
Here we go, no penalties. No penalties. Wait.
Kelly was the dummy half. Now then, Saylor. This time they're up to it, St Helens.
That's 2. Stand clear, stand clear. Wait, wait.
Lockyer the dummy half. Infield it goes to Ashley Harrison, 19 years of age.
Clear, Tim.
Showed some good footwork there to get through the defensive line. The quick play of the ball. Now Broncos have the numbers.
Prince, enveloped by Sean Long. He is lotted to Keary. That's the 5th and last. Good defence from St Helens so far. One more to go. Lockyer will hoist a high kick out wide. This is a real tester. And Newlove has got it back for St Helens. The Saints and their supporters breathe a sigh of relief. Well, it's worth just mentioning at this point, I think, as we approach the hour mark, and the scores are level, that if it stays level after 80 minutes, we're into the nerve-jangling moments of golden points. First to score, either drop goal, penalty goal or try, will win the World Challenge if it's level pegging after 80 minutes. Let's hope, Phil, for all our sakes, we don't get to that stage.
Well, we've got some pretty good drop goal exponents. Tommy Martin and Sean Long to mention, just a couple on the Saints side.
That's a hell of a kick from Long. It just didn't have the legs to find the touchline. It would have been a great 40-20. That's wonderful defence, though.
Both teams just working so hard now to force an error. The Saints line moving up quickly. Just trying to see if the impact of the tackle can jar the ball loose.
Myers again. He's run strongly, as we've said, since he came off the bench. Here's Prince. It goes wide to Berrigan. Martin was waiting for him. Martin and Joint. Well, it would be difficult to pick out a man of the match, but Phil and Sean McRae have got to do that, and at the moment there are plenty of contenders out there on both sides. Prittis, here is Lockyer, dabs it through, bounces back, Myers has it, it came back, I think it was off Iro, it was either Iro or Sculthorpe, Iro I think, but the Broncos have got it back in a dangerous situation. Webke, great run from the big prop, hauled back by Saints. Tense moment for Ian Millwood. Here's Ashley Harrison. Good defence again from Fairley. Prittis fires the ball away, but Saints are there in numbers, and again Prittis is grounded by Wellens. It's 18 all. These are critical moments for Saints in defence. Scott Prince is spun to the ground. We've hit the hour mark. Brisbane on attack. Prittis, lovely ball. Harrison, hold back.
Fantastic defence from the Saints. One tackle to go. Don't switch off, boys.
It's with Prince. Now it's with Lockyer. They're trying to run it wide. Oh, Newlove almost got the intercept.
Well, you're right, he almost got it, but what it's done, it's probably given Brisbane another set of 6 tackles. This will be 18 tackles now, potentially, attacking the Saints line. Can they withstand another wave of attack from the Broncos? Oh, the anxiety would kill you.
No wonder you've never taken up coaching, Phil.
Oh, no way. It's hard enough up here.
Well, this is the critical stage of this match. An hour has gone, and this is normally the moment when British opposition drop off against the Aussies.
Well, teams often talk about an effort on an effort, and that's certainly what's required here now from St Helens.
Can they hang on? This is a vital set of 6. Berrigan again, taking over from Lockyer. They spin it wide. St Helens are scrambling in defence. They did this so well last year in the playoffs, and indeed in the grand final. Siva will drive it in once more for the Broncos. 2 tackles gone, says referee Stuart Cummings. 8 metres away, the Broncos. Prittis again at dummy half. Webke spins, gives it back to the hooker. Prittis disappears under the challenge from Joint. Ashley Harrison, Scott Prince, intercept! Martin! Stewart's on his outside, has he seen him? Martin still! Great run from Martin, couldn't get the ball out to Anthony Stewart. So took the tackle, came inside, here's Long. Now it's with Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe attacking the line again.
Classic rugby league tactics, if you break down one side, shift it quickly to the other.
And here they go. This is Iro. Iro flicks it back. Hoppy. Great work from Kevin Iro. Sean Hoppy gets to his feet. Plays the ball to Sculthorpe. Here is Yonkers. Now it's with Cunningham. And Cunningham will attack them. Cunningham will attack them. That's Iro. Back to Cunningham. Oh, the referee's got them for a forward pass.
A little bit overexcited. Cunningham drifted across the field. The ball went behind Iro. Such a pity because they had Iro through the hole and his hands were free. What a game now. Which side can hang in the longest? Iro, interestingly now, moved into the second row.
Well, you saw that Anthony Sullivan has left the field and been replaced by Anthony Stewart. What's the news, Bill?
Well, how the Saints fans must have wished that Anthony Sullivan had been alongside Tommy Martin when he made that interception. No disrespect to Anthony Stewart, but in fact Sullivan is on the bench, and worryingly for the Saints, he's got a groin injury, and that could be ominous for them with the season still a few weeks away.
Indeed so. Here come the Broncos though again with Dean Carlaw.
Great tackle from Kieran Cunningham. Jeez,
oh, he's hurt is Cunningham. He's limping away from that tackle, leaving this job to Newlove, to Stewart and Joint. And Berrigan is the man who is held up. Prittis to Tallis. Cunningham though, still going Tallis. What a run from the Brisbane skipper. That's the last.
And Cunningham's in real trouble in back play, struggling to run now as the bomb goes up from Lockyer.
Oh, it's a heck of a bomb too. Wellens misses it, still on the last. Siva, they've got men on the overlap out wide. Flick back, still in the air until Sculthorpe. No, Sean Hoppy picked up the loose ball. Here goes Wellens. What a game!
Well, it's like a classic boxing match. Which side can hang in the longest? Everybody throwing as much as they've got. Fairly taking it up again. Cunningham getting treatment. They need him back out there.
They do. That could be a crucial moment of the match when Cunningham got the injury. Here's Tommy Martin. Pops it back to Joint. Joint was almost through. What a good tackle that was. And it came in from Berrigan again. Here's Sculthorpe, fed by Long. Big hit by Harrison and Sivanasiva. It's the last one. Will they go for the drop goal? No, they're running it. Martin, Newlove. Newlove's got Stewart on his outside. And there was the formidable figure of Wendell Sailor ahead of young Anthony Stewart there.
Good option to run it on the last. Sailor hadn't dropped back though. Defended very well as a winger and covered Stewart. You've just got to watch now. Somebody's going to come up with a break. It's going to turn this game.
Cunningham limps his way back into the back line as we ask for your views on the man of the match. 09009 10 10 13. And looking ahead to the grand final of Super League 6 on October the 13th. That's the prize. You can book a very early place at the grand final here tonight on Sky Sports. Make your call now. Phil Clark, Sean McRae, the judging panel of man of the match. And there are numerous candidates out there. It's with Philip Lee. Matautia all round him. Last tackle. Now then, St Helens have kept them back from the opportunity of a drop goal. Lockyer stabs the ball into open space. Wellens picks up. Wellens does well. Wellens does brilliantly. A good chase though coming in from Shane Walker.
Well, it's been an equal match for Darren Lockyer at fullback. And that's talking about real world-class fullbacks here on show tonight. Paul Wellens has come of age. Stood up to everything that was thrown at him.
Cunningham is there. Here's Matautia. Matautia releases it. Cunningham again. Fires the pass. It's with Martin. Martin keeps it alive to Long. Long, they tried to get the ball away to Joint. It went forward. It was a knock-on. Oh, I can't believe it, Ian Millwood, but the referee has got it right.
What's important now that they don't respond negatively to this. They think they've had a bad call, but you can't let your heads drop. Got to switch on straight away here now, St Helens. They feel as though they've been dealt a tough card. They've got to get on with it.
Talking of cards, the referee has just shown the blood bin card to a Brisbane player, Dane Carlaw, I think. Yes, it is.
Right, let's go. Let's go,
It's been that sort of night.
Let's put a sub on, let's go. Out.
This is the danger man. This is the danger man, Wendell Sailor. When he starts coming in field and looking for work, well, it spells trouble with a capital T. Berrigan.
Sculthorpe's been everywhere in defence. It was an important one on Sailor. Just double it up.
Look at the number of minutes that Saints have been in possession in the opposition half. They've matched it with Brisbane every inch of the way. Here is Walker. On it goes to Harrison. Good hit by Matautia. Well, 68 minutes gone. We're 12 minutes away from the drama of a golden point. Tallis. They know the rules as well as anybody. And 4 of this Brisbane side in the Queensland team that lost a state of origin to a golden point in 1997. But they're looking for 4 here. He's put it down. Gonna be a knock-on against De Vere.
Well, they've simply outclassed the Broncos in the centre positions. Kevin Iro and Paul Newlove have been outstanding tonight. De Vere not really running the right angle. Kevin Iro well placed in defence.
Isn't it time now, though, if you get into range for a drop goal, isn't it now time to maybe have a shot for Saints?
Well, it's never really been a tactic that the Broncos have favoured. Even when they were offered a penalty in the first half, they elected to tap it and go. They always back their ability to score a try, and here's Cunningham through the hole!
Magnificent run from Cunningham. And this time, De Vere was equal to the task. He got the tackle in on Yonkers. Now then, Long to Martin. Martin to Newlove. Back it goes to Martin. There's steered and the ball is put to the deck again.
When we talk about missed opportunities, it was an awful pass from Tommy Martin. He'd done so well to get him into that position. Crying shame because the team are working overtime in defence. Newell of great run, keeps it alive. Tommy Martin never looks to see where the man was.
Inches between success and failure. But whatever happens in the next 10 minutes, this has been a glorious night for St Helens.
It's not good enough for us to say that, Eddie. We've got to go on and win it now. We've got close enough.
Here to that, Phil. Here to that.
And they've clearly got the ability to do that. They must just focus and take the chances. Come on, stay tight in defence.
De Vere feels the weight of Matautia on his back and Cunningham round his ankles. Here's Harrison. Great stuff! Ball flicked one way and the other. Referee will play first knock on. Will it be Saints Head and Feed? Will it be the Broncos? It's the Broncos.
Well, again, a very tough call. Deemed that it came off Peter Shields. Tommy Martin went to kick it through.
Stay in.
Wouldn't have counted.
So here come the Broncos again with Lockyer. Great tackle from Iro and Long. Now then, Webkey to add his considerable weight to proceedings, and Cunningham met him fair and square. We've got less than 10 minutes to go. It's all square at the Reebok. Level pegging, 18 all. Tallis goes down. Great tackle again from Cunningham. He's run his blood to water. Here's Pridis. And Chris Joynt, the captain, watching on. Injured and out of the last 10 minutes maybe, as Philip Lee runs the ball at this St Helens defence. They offload again, and the referee says play on. It went backwards. Shields with a big hit.
Well, they were lucky not to get penalised. It did look high. The last tackle, pressure on the kicker. Lockyer steps back inside,
and it's still on the last. And Martin again. Well, that was Shane Walker being a bit fancy, Dan, through the legs, and Martin said thanks a bunch.
Well, I don't know about you, Eddie, but I get the feeling Saints are going to come up with a try very soon.
Oh, Phil, don't tempt fate.
I'm going to ride him home.
Don't tempt fate. Sculthorpe wide to Long. Wellens was hunting around on his inside. There is Wellens, dummy half. Sculthorpe, Iro. 8 minutes to go, penalty. Now then, will Sean Long take a shot at goal from way out there?
No, I think it's too far.
He might back himself. Sean Long just might back himself.
No, he's going to go to touch. I told you, they're going to try to move. There's a hero out here for St Helens. He's just waiting to put his hand up.
Maybe he will here. Great run from Fairley. What a run from the prop. They're within 9 metres. There's Cunningham. Here's Long. Tommy Martin. Matautia! Matautia still. Just short.
Fantastic defence to stop Matautia.
It's with Martin again. Off it goes to Wellens, and the Brisbane Broncos turn to scramble in defence. Three tackles gone. Surely they'll work the ball back to the middle. Surely they might go for the 1 point. It's with Long. Now it's with Shields. They're right underneath the sticks. They're right under the sticks. Back it goes. Sculthorpe. He gives St Helens the lead. Paul Sculthorpe. He got a drop goal against Wigan in the grand final. That was priceless. This could be a golden point. Wayne Bennett impassive. Ian Millwood, I don't know why they paid for a seat. He's been up and down all night.
Good, well-worked drop goal from St Helens, but it was interesting to watch how quickly the Broncos got up to restart the game. Ian Millwood keen for his side to get ready, get back and switched on.
Well, St Helens ahead for the first time in the match, and we've got 6 minutes left to play. Can St Helens do it? They're ahead by a point.
Well, they're certainly in the controlling position now. You've simply got to hang on to possession, keep taking the ball forward with the enthusiasm and vigour that they've done all night, and then put a good deep kick in. Good yards again there from Sculthorpe.
Man of the match, who is your pick? 09009 10 10 13. Agree with Sean McRae, Phil Clark. Take your pick. The chase now has got to be good on Lockyer, and here it comes. Newlove's there, Connie says.
Great defence, Paul Newlove. Made it look quite easy to bring down Darren Lockyer. Now then, they've all got to work from marker. Stay tight.
Paul Newlove tonight has had one of the best games of his life.
The Broncos aren't going to go around St Helens. The only way they're going to do it is by going through them with strong runs like that.
Ashley Harrison, 40 metres away from his own line. Quick play the ball to Prittis. Big hit from Cunningham on Sean Berrigan. Berrigan knows he's been in a match. Here's Prittis, here's Lockyer. Danger. Danger all across the park when it's with the Broncos. Last one. St Helens have restricted the Broncos to 60 metres from their own line. There's Prince. High kick. High kick. That will go dead. St Helens breathe a sigh of relief. More seconds. Vitally tick by. Look at him. Wind the clock down. Just wind it down. No rush from St Helens.
Well, they've shown over the last couple of years that they can play in pressure situations. Grand final winners for the last 2 years. Similar environment here now. Have they got the experience to handle this tough situation?
Matautia comes to the sideline. One of the big guns is gone. This 2 tackles gone. Cunningham just will take this ball up.
You
No
can't
fancy
afford to
stuff
stop
now.
playing though against the Broncos.
Here's Shields. They've been magnificent tonight, St Helens. They really have.
No penalties.
Absolutely magnificent. Long to attack. Martin joints back out there. That's the last. Now then. Long to Martin rather to attack down the blind side, and he finds touch. Great kick. That will wind the clock down further still. He's on the brink, is he, in Millwood, of a famous night. So is Tommy Martin and the St Helens players and the supporters.
You've got to wonder now, are the Broncos, will they kick from the scrum? They've got tremendous pace into Keary and Saylor. That's what they're playing for.
There it is, the World Club Challenge Trophy. Is it on its way to Knowsley Road? And remember, 12 months ago tonight, Ian Millwood was in charge of Lee in the Northern Ford Premiership. Now he's in charge of St Helens, grand final winners last year in his first season, and on the threshold of the greatest night in Super League's history. Here's Lockyer. The Brisbane Broncos, though, won't lie down. Takiri. St Helens scrambling and defence. Good stuff. That's 4 tackles gone. Philip Lee. Trying to keep the ball alive. Ashley Harrison. Good hands from the Broncos. Here now is Stuart Kelly. He's got pace to burn. That's a great tackle from Martin. Berrigan, the dummy half. It's on the last. Lockyer will put the kick in over the top, trying to test young Stewart. Stewart claims it. They've just got to hang on for this set of 6 now. Oh! Anthony Stewart flipped the ball inside to Wellens. Wellens take the tackle, and he does.
2 hands on the ball if you're going to run with it and just take the tackle. Well, look to pass, go to ground, go on!
Stewart! Anthony Stewart! Still going, Stewart! Great run! But inside the last 2! St Helens are ahead by a point. This is joint.
Good footwork, just stay calm. They're in control. Experience from Cunningham. Shields takes it forward. Good yardage, an offload to Cunningham.
Here's Long. Wide it goes. Lottie Takiri, good defence on Iro, but he gets the ball away just the same. Sean Hoppy. That's 4 gone. Surely they're listening to the count carefully, St Helens. Here's Sculthorpe. That's the 5th and last. Will we have another attempt from Long? He's set for it. Sean Long is there. Left-footed. Drop goal. He's got it. Sean Long has got it. And St Helens, I think, are going to be crowned as World Club champions. emotional night for him. 12 months tonight. He was at Little Lee in the Northern Fork Premiership. Ellery Hadley's demise gave him the opportunity, and boy, has he grabbed it with two hands. Look at that.
Surely Brisbane will go for the short kick-off. Just seconds remaining. You can never write out this side.
They've gone short, but they've hit the ball long. It's gone out on the full. It's a penalty to Saints on halfway. They are World Club champions. St Helens are going to win the World Club Championship. I never thought we'd be saying this, but I think now, with 20 seconds to go, we can say exactly that, Phil. A famous night.
And what a comeback too. 18 points to 6. What character in this side. The confidence that Ian Millward has instilled. The ability they have. Fantastic. Great night for British Rugby League.
Fantastic. They're taking the tackle. That's it. That is it. St Helens have cracked the world. Oh, what a night for the Saints. What a night for the British game. And St Helens, Tommy Martin, Sean Long and Ian Millward, their coach. What a wonderful, wonderful night. They have played the game of their lives.
And fully deserved. They created more chances than the Broncos. They played with more endeavour, and really when it mattered, they showed what quality they had. To come back 12 points behind, the class of the team, the character of the team, fully deserved it. The World Club champions, St Helens, congratulations, you really deserve it.
These are moments that will live with these players for the rest of their lives. No matter what they do in the weeks and months ahead, St Helens can enter the Super League 6 arena knowing that they are on top of the world. Tommy Martin, they have all played with distinction. What a night for the Saints. And what a night for Ian Millward and his captain Chris Joynt. He said before the game, it isn't often that a town gets the chance to be crowned as champions of the world, but they are. And here's Bill with three very happy fellas. Bill?
Ian, the grand final was a big night. What about this? The World Club champions.
Yeah, it's a special occasion, you know. This bloke typifies it, hasn't played a game and the way he played. And I'll just say hello to my family. I love them very much, and all my friends back in Australia. And to the guys who played in the grand final last year, Julian, Freddie Tuolangi, Scott Barrow, all those blokes, they're all part of this tonight too.
What about that performance, though? I think a lot of people, when the Broncos got, I think, 12 points in front, would have thought that maybe that was it. They were home and dry, but boy, what a comeback.
Well, one thing Chris always says, we know how to defend, and people don't think we do. And the other big thing was, when we were behind, we knew we could play better. So that was great for us.
Well, alongside the captain and Chris, man of the match, congratulations. A fantastic night for Saints.
Yeah, it's superb, and it's, you know, I've said it in the press all week, nobody gives us a chance of winning this game, but just read it in the papers in the morning. You know, we're world champions, and we've put rugby league back on the map in Britain, and you know, I'm so proud of you know, the lads.
You also said on Sky Sports before this game that you were going to do better than you did in last year's game. My word, you've done that.
Yeah, it's great, and you know, we're not going to get too carried away. We've got a long, hard season ahead of us, but you know, I said it on grand final night, but we're going to enjoy the party again.
Oh, come on, Chris, you've beaten the Brisbane Broncos. That's got to be one of the nights of your career.
Yeah, you know, what to say, just the lads involved thought we'd win this game, and everybody else knocked us, but you know, we proved them all wrong again.
Well done, thanks, Chris. Well done.
Very much.
Spoken like a true champion, Chris Joynt, the St Helens skipper and the man of the match. Chosen by Phil Clark and Sean McRae, our guest in the studio. And, well, it was a very, very difficult choice, I'm sure. Kieran Cunningham, Tommy Martin, Sean, if you could have struck medals for any of the 17 players in St Helens jerseys, Phil, you would have given it to each and every one of them, wouldn't you?
Well, what a change for Paul Sculthorpe. Just a few months ago, he played here in the depressing and disappointing England team. He'd come back from injury. Things didn't go well for him, and yet he's come back tonight and was simply outstanding. His defensive effort and the way he took the ball forward. He's now salutes the St Helens crowd, but really they have a lot to thank him for tonight. He was magnificent.
And let me tell you something. If anybody thinks that the Brisbane Broncos didn't want to come here and win this, you should take a look at them on the field now. The Broncos are absolutely distraught. They are going home to Australia beaten by the Poms. Well, Sean McRae is a former coach of St Helens. Now he's earning his corn at Hull. Sean, in our studio, I'm sure you're as proud as anybody for this achievement tonight.
Absolutely, Eddie. I mean, I've had a lot to do with most of those players on the field there tonight, particularly from the St Helens side I refer to, and you know, it's just a tremendous accolade again to the talent they've got in their club, and they've worked so hard, and it's a great kick-on from the grand final win of last year, and I think that they've shown that if you compete on every play and you're prepared to really knuckle down and defend hard and attack a side that you know can score points against you, but can continue to attack, you'll come up with the points, and they've won the game fair and square. Tremendous effort, Eddie.
Fantastic effort, it really is. And the Man of the Match award has been given, as we know, on Sky Sports, but they only just know now in the stadium here, to the St Helens captain, Chris Joynt. And any minute now, that glittering silver trophy will have the red and white ribbons hanging off it, and it will be presented to Chris Joynt and the St Helens side, who have beaten, let's be fair, the best team in the world. And St Helens, as Chris Joynt receives his Man of the Match award, first of all, St Helens are the champions of the world.
The men in the middle always have a very, very
Chris Joynt now,
job.
the leader really of a successful dynasty beginning to evolve really now down at Knowsley Road.
Well, what a boost this is for St Helens as Russell Smith and his team of officials receive their commemorative medals of this wonderful night. But what a boost it is, not only for St Helens, that goes without saying, but for the British game as a whole. What a massive and wonderful boost on the eve of a brand new season.
And it underlines what so many people said. We weren't as bad as the performance we displayed during the World Cup. England played very much below their potential during the World Cup. As we see Gordon Tallis now go up for his loser's medal. Darren Lockyer behind him. Don't forget, there's a lot of new faces in this Brisbane side. Brad Myers, the red-headed guy, just coming up there for his medal. These guys were more determined than anybody to impress. They really want to show Wayne Bennett and the Brisbane club what a future they've got in Australian Rugby League. Don't let anybody tell you they didn't come to try. You see the depression on their faces.
Well, they know they're going to go home, and you know what the press is like in Australia. They will take some stick. They know that, and they came here desperately wanting to go home with the silver trophy. But what a fabulous night for Super League and the British game. As Phil Clark says, a depressing World Cup in many ways from an English point of view. But this team of champions from the Super League have lifted all our spirits, and they will be crowned in a moment or two the champions of the world. Go back 12 months to when Melbourne won here 44-6 against this very team. There was such an air of depression. Tonight, it is all elation.
Paul Wellens played hooker last year against Melbourne. What a 12 months that's been for him. Kevin Arrow, winner of most of the honours in the game of rugby league, going on with the ultimate honour.
Big smile from Sonny Nicol. Anthony Stewart, well, he had a couple of chances, didn't he? I bet his heart was in the mouth. Young John Stankovic, one of the new boys, David Fairley, Tim Yonkers, Peter Shields. What a way to start your St Helens career as world champions. Vila Matautia missed the grand final last year. Paul Sculthorpe returned to the scene of the English disaster and played so well. And now Chris Joynt will officially receive the trophy after a little chat with Sky Sports' Chris Warren.
spirited effort. How does it feel to be the new World Club Champions?
Yeah, it just feels just fine. You know, everybody's wrote us off again, but you know, I said it a couple of years ago, never write the Saints off, and we've proved it tonight. Thank you.
There he is, Captain Courageous. Presenting now the World Club
And the chairman of Super League, Chris Cageling,
Chris Giant, hold
is
on.
going to hand the trophy over, and St Helens are the champions of the world. Well, what a dreadful waste of champagne, but it's a night that the players and the supporters, Phil, will remember for the rest of their lives.
Monumental point in the history of the club to come here after such a terrible performance 12 months ago. They've talked about this game since the grand final in October. They've worked hard to prepare for it, and Ian Millward has done a fantastic job to get his guys up for tonight. Chris Joint 12 months ago left the ground before the final hooter. He was so upset, tried to play with flu and it didn't work for him. He won't have a better moment than tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. 1-0 with your patronage.
Yes, just for the record, St Helens won by 20 points to 18. Sculthorpe, Long, Joint with the tries, Long with the goals, and Sculthorpe importantly with a drop goal, and Sean Long as well. Sean McRae watching all this, the players actually coming over to the part of the ground where our studio is. Sean, what a boost for Super League 6.
Well, it's a great start, Eddie. I mean, if tonight's game's any indication of how the season's going to be, then we're certainly in for a great season. And I just think, you know, you look at the smile on these guys' faces, and not only the players that have been at the club for a long time, but also the new players there. They know what it's all about now, and, you know, it's just a tremendous occasion for them. And I think, as you said, something they'll remember for a long, long time.
Yes, memories are certainly made of this. But now they're on the pedestal, and everyone in Super League, Phil, will be after them.
Well, they've set the benchmark now for the rest of the season. Still a little bit of preparation time left for the other teams, and now they know how hard they must work if they're to get up to the level that St Helens are demonstrating. They finished off last season so well in the grand final, withstood the pressure that Wigan threw at them, and then went on to finish the stronger. And here tonight, well, what a magnificent effort. In the first half, they came up with several handling errors, which made life hard for them. But as the second half evolved, they came stronger and stronger and stronger. And